one Republican member of Congress from Massachusetts, and the Democratic governor of Massachusetts declares an emergency.
The left keep talking about the border is secure. Why would they say that when we clearly see that it's not?
That said that if that Hunter Biden laptop story
Have any arguments against that right now? And I want to see how it goes.
Mr. Speaker, proposing right now, getting the appropriations bills through that you can, and then the short-term CR with the border provisions. Do you have the votes for that?
Well, I would sit back and think, if the highest elected Democratic governors and mayors, it would seem to me there would be some Democrats who would want to do this.
But within your own party?
Well, I wouldn't know who in our own party would want to side and take the position of Biden on the border. I can't think of anyone that would want to do it.
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
you called on Bob Menendez to
Did
resign.
I call on him, or did you ask me?
Well, you did over the weekend. You said he should resign. You think that George Santos, who's been indicted on federal criminal charges, should also resign?
No, I think George could have his day in court, and I think Menendez could have his.
Mr. Speaker,
Why do you think he's resigned then?
It could be his choice what he wants to do.
are you worried that enough Republicans will join Democrats on a discharge petition to fund the government with the CCR?
I'm not worried about that.
Mr. Speaker, when do you want to meet with the president?
Well, I would have wanted to meet with him long before. I've been trying on many different issues. But I just think today, when I think about it, New York is a very Democrat state, wouldn't you think? Even though we elected 5 new Republicans from there, I think those people in New York aren't happy with their leadership up there. But the president was just in New York. He was in the New York City to deal with the UN. Can you imagine? Probably one of the most prominent mayors elected in the country comes from New York. Even meet because they're at a crossroads about the southern border. The governor comes out and says, go somewhere else. Massachusetts, there's not one Republican member of Congress from Massachusetts, and the Democratic governor of Massachusetts declares an emergency because of the southern border. How many times are we going to hear about another American being poisoned from fentanyl coming across this?
I understand.
And how many times are we going to continue to hear this secretary say the border is secure when no one believes it? You see the thousands of people every day coming.
Now he keeps saying Americans keep dying from fentanyl. Apparently that's coming from over the border. Also, he's saying that the left keep talking about the border is secure. Why would they say that when we clearly see that it's not? We clearly see that it's not. That's like somebody doing a bank commercial and saying, please put your money in our banks. It's super secure. And then the video, the cameraman pan over to the bank, and you just see people walking out with money, just running out of them, like in these urban cities mostly that they keep showing on the news, or that these youngins keep on recording themselves and posting to the internet because they think it's so cool to do and be a part of. Everybody want to be in their own looting video. It'd be like people running out of Walmart.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Like they've been doing, or running out of these clothing stores, just running and taking whatever they want. No, it's not secure. Clearly, it is not secure. We're all seeing with our own eyes that is not secure. Why do they keep on lying to the people like that? And why do the people who support them not hold them accountable? I don't get that part. Like, we gonna tell them that it's secure? But it's really not. We ain't thinking about securing that. I'm thinking that's what it is. It seemed like they don't want to secure, like they're trying to get themselves some voters. They're trying to get themselves the support that they're lacking to push whatever agenda that they may have. You know what I mean? I sound like such a seed theorist. You know what I mean? All right. But that's what I sound like, because why else would they open up everything? Why else would they have parts of the country where the gates are like pried open? You cannot close them at the borders. It don't make any sense to me.
Mr. Speaker, right now the Senate is working on passing its own sort of clean version of the CR. We're waiting for text. Are you closed to bringing that up for a vote before the shutdown could happen?
You know, it's interesting. I waited a long time for them to do something on the debt ceiling. They never did. I waited a long time for them to do something on the border. They never did when we sent them HR 2. I waited a long time for them to do something about the Americans being hurt by the energy costs so high when we passed HR 1 that would make America energy independent, stronger jobs, lower the price of gas, and they did nothing. I heard all this time they were going to pass appropriation bills. All month, remember? You all wrote about it. They were the good chambers. They haven't passed anything yet. So when they pass something, come back and ask.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, all of the bills that you're trying to move through the floor this week don't have the votes to go anywhere in the Senate. You weren't even able to pass
Are you the
this.
whip?
It's controlled by Democrats. They're saying that you're passing bills at different spending levels than the ones that you're moving through the House. So,
Wait.
getting back
State
to
your
the-
question again. Were you stating that the bills we're putting on the floor, they do not have the votes to pass?
in the Senate.
Oh,
So
so,
I'm-
what bills did they
I'm
pass?
getting
Hold on,
back
what
to-
bills did they pass in the Senate?
They passed a bunch out of committee.
Okay, well, what did they pass in the Senate?
They're getting ready to bring up the
What,
CR
what
potentially.
bills have they passed in the Senate?
I'm trying to ask you
I
this
know, but I'm
question.
Yeah, well, you said they passed bills, lady. She didn't expect for any questions to come back to her. Ooh.
Shut up, Kyle.
Oh, that's like me up there. Like, okay, the Democrats have passed all the bills, like all of the amazing bills. They passed every single amazing bill that they said they was gonna pass. How come your people not pass no bill? And then he say, what bills have they passed? That's a fair question. Say what bills they passed.
trying to ask you because you phrased something to tell me our bills can't pass the Senate. I'm just wondering, has the Senate passed any appropriations? Yes or no? Have they passed one?
They're working on passing a CR. Will you bring it
So
up
they-
this week?
Working on.
They were working on passing appropriation bills all
Are
month.
you ruling out passing a bipartisan
No,
CR that
I'm
the
ruling
Senate
out
sends over to
hypothetical
you?
questions that never seem to become true.
He said, I'm ruling out hypothetical questions that don't ever seem to come true. You can't name a bill they passed, but you can name a bill that they are working on. And then she asked him another question. See, that's one thing that I do when I'm having conversations with people on this channel, and they just so quick to ask me questions about things. And I'm like, but you still ain't answered my question yet. You ain't answered my question yet. Please just answer that question. Because a lot of times they don't have answers. They come into a room like with a whole bunch of assumptions, and then they end up getting destroyed because I'm on top of politics. I know politics. No, I don't.
Another question. You've talked about this bill that you would like to see President Biden sign. When would you put that bill, that CR, with the border package on the floor for a vote?
It'd be this week. I'd like to possibly, I want to see how fast we can do these bills and then put it on.
Do you need to see these bills done before you put a CR on the floor?
I just, looking at the timing, I'll work with the leader on the timing.
Do you think
but
you
I
will put it on the floor before Saturday?
Oh, yeah, will.
And Mr. Speaker,
I just didn't want to give you the exact day, then you come to me. If I said Wednesday, we had to do it Thursday because we're doing.
Mr. Speaker, what continuing resolution will that be? Will it be the one that you unveiled in committee last week, or are you going to make changes?
I like that one, and I know there are some other ideas that some people have maybe to add to it. A little
What would be
something.
added?
No, we'll look at what people.
How long?
So it's not even final
5
yet.
days or what? How long?
Ukraine aid
I
will be
think
part of
that
it.
was about 30 days. I think 30 to 45 days.
Well, which one?
So it's
30?
not-
Yes, I'm sorry. What?
Would you definitively rule out whether Ukraine aid will be part of it, or is that still on the table?
I don't think you.
You know, politicians are like engineers. You know how engineers, and I'm not taking a shots at engineers. I was just having a conversation with my student with my son, who is a student, senior engineering student in university right now. And he was just talking about the things that they were working on and about the things that other engineers have been working on, right? And he says they just always working on something, but they're never really accomplishing the thing that they're working on. Like they're getting things done per se because they're getting closer to their goal, but the thing that they're actually working on or experimenting, the patent that they're trying to get from this, they never actually get it. So they're all working on something. Just like Kevin McCarthy just now said, well, yeah, we're trying to add, and they said, so you haven't even finished yet. So they're all just working on something. All of them. When are they going to be done working on something? Like actually achieve something?
Ukraine aid should be taken up in the supplemental. I don't quite understand
With the CR?
when you have all these people across the country talking about the challenges happening in America today, that people would go and say, oh, we need to do Ukraine and ignore what's happening along our border. I think that would be the wrong one.
Did you mean CR? You said supplemental.
Or both? You mean both?
I said, well, let me phrase that. The question you were asking me, would it be on the CR? My answer would be no, that should be dealt with in a supplemental. So those are two separate things. I'm only talking about keeping the government funded during.
But Mr. Speaker, it sounds like that bill's not final, right?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
so what seems to be some of the major concerns that are still on the table that you need to work with with other Republicans in the House
And please answer in the comments. Do you think that the government should be shut down so that this whole situation could be fixed? I had a coworker that waited years and paid thousands of dollars to become an American citizen. The day she came to work with her official U.S. ID was one of the proudest days she had. That's what's up. She went through everything she needed to go through, and she accomplished her goal. She accomplished her goal. I think that's absolutely amazing. And congratulations to her and her family. Congratulations to any family that go through the proper procedures in order to become, citizens of the United States. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. They go through what they need to go through and they make it happen. Period. Sometimes I get it. Does it cost a whole bunch of money? I don't know. I don't know if does it cost them anything, like financially? I don't know if they can afford it. But at the end of the day, listen, it's a goal to be had, and it's a lot of benefits that come with being a United States citizen, obviously. But dude, do it the right way, man. And if you don't do it the right way, you deserve what you get.
And then if you can you also provide a response to the president going out to the auto workers strike?
We've got a big table to really work on all the issues. It's interesting to me. The president goes out to the United Auto Workers strike. He created the reason why they're on strike. They're on strike because their jobs are going away. Why? Because this president subsidizes electric cars over everything else, and the Democratic Party starts eliminating all other cars, which is moving their jobs overseas, so now they're picketing. That'd be the last person I'd like to go picket with me. He's the person causing the problems.
Mr. Speaker, is your speakership on the line here in the shutdown debate?
Why?
We have heard, some of your members have told us they've been thinking about motions to vacate.
That should make me worried, huh? It's the same thing you asked me before I got elected speaker. I'm not worried about whether there's a speakership and things like that. The only thing I care about is fighting for the American people. And you know what? That means securing our borders. That means lowering the cost of energy.
A government shutdown can be avoided if you say put in some border provisions, but also work with Democrats to get across the line. Why not?
I would love Democrats.
But why not go talk to the Democrats?
Okay, tell me when you're done and I'll answer.
I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love Democrats to join with us on a continuing resolution that would secure the border. There are enough Democrat leaders out there that are calling for it. So I don't understand. I would thank everybody in Massachusetts. If you are a member of Congress from Massachusetts, your governor has declared a state of emergency. Now, if you have the opportunity to stop that, to actually vote for securing the border, that would show a lot. If you're in New York, you've got your governor, you've got your mayor, all calling for it. It's the #1 issue. So you'd have an opportunity. There's lots of opportunities. If you're a Democrat, you're down in Texas, you're in Arizona, you have this opportunity.
What do you think of when President Trump says to the Republicans they should get everything they want, if not shut it down? Do you agree with that message?
I think the President, Trump, always, the art of negotiation, he's always putting them different out there. I think, in my understanding of what I've always told you before, I like to keep government moving. I like to keep government working in the right direction. That's why I think this President Biden, should actually do something that everybody across the country is asking for. All you have to do, it's your policies that created this. You don't even have to write a law. You can just say, you know what? I've listened to the Democrat governors. I listened to what's happening in Massachusetts. You've got a state of emergency there. I've listened to what's happening in El Paso. I've listened to the families that their children have died from the fentanyl. And you know what? I'm going to work with the Republicans too. We're going to find common ground. Maybe you don't provide everything, but take the first step. Pull something back. And let's fund this government for a short time period while we finish all the approaches. Now, I don't know how long it'll take the Senate, but the way you guys report on the Senate, I'm sure they'll get it done tomorrow.
Now, I will give my opinion on this, but I don't want to sound like an elitist. I really don't, because when I was working for the federal government, I dreaded the days that they could potentially, have a government shutdown and I don't have my paycheck coming in, because it's things I need to take care of. I got a family to feed and all this other, I got bills to pay and all that. But I can say that I'm not mad at Trump's negotiations tactic. I'm not. I'm really not. He's the businessman. He know that this is the only way to get it done, to stand firm. That's how it goes. Stand firm in what you believe in. You'll get what you want. This is negotiation 101. But he's like, y'all some suckers. Y'all afraid. Y'all scared of it. Y'all can't take that small hit for a minute. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's negotiate something else because y'all not built like I'm built. You know what I mean? But then it makes him seem so elitist for even suggesting it. But like I just now said, I'm not mad at it because obviously something needs to happen. Even the blue states have an issue with it. And at first they were the loudest individuals saying, bring them here, bring all of the people here. We'll take care of them. This is the land of the free. You know what I mean? What happened to freedom for all? Bring everyone here. Don't care. And now they're super loud because they're seeing that they are being screwed by the party that they voted for. They're seeing it firsthand. And now they're going to meetings, they're going to town halls, they're expressing themselves, they're getting extremely vocal about their beliefs now. And now we're here. So like I said, as a worker bee, I would have dreaded government being closed down because then that means I might skip a check or two. You know what I mean? But I can say I'm not mad at his plan, at his strategy. I'm not.
But you think that's been helpful for the former president to say, shut it down? Is that actually?
I don't know. The president's always out there negotiating. So
what's your gut instinct? What are the chances of a government shutdown right now?
I don't know. You'd have to ask President Biden.
You are the most important
Why
leader
would
on
he
this.
hold back and keep the border this way when Democrats and Republicans across the country just begging him, families of those who have died and been poisoned from fentanyl? Would it be too much to say, you know what? I'm going to work with both sides. I realize 11,000 people came across yesterday. That's too much.
But you're a member.
I realize, I'm not finished my answer. And I realize that these new records each moment, that catching these people on the terrorist watch list, that's wrong for this nation. I see the trains coming, the people being hurt. You know what? We should do something differently. And I think one of the best signs of a leader is acknowledging when they should correct, when they should do something different. And I believe this is a moment in time that he should reach across the aisle with us, and I want to work with him. I'll be the first one there to work with him just like we did on the debt ceiling. Let's do something on the border, keep government open, and show this nation that we can do it right and solve the rest of our problems as we go.
Mr. Speaker, what should we make of this messaging change from you?
What should we make of this? Listen, that would have been a good answer too. I mean, good little something to find out about too. But check this out. When the Democrats decided, listen, this is how Mexico pays for the border. They supplied upwards of 28,000 soldiers. All right. My conservative dollar amount per soldier was $1,000 per soldier. But you already know how much it costs to pay a soldier, but I don't know how much Mexico can afford. But they were paying for these soldiers. They were paying for the soldiers. Mexico was paying for them. All right. So bare minimum, if they're getting only $1,000 per soldier, boom. So when the Democrats decided to not give a crap and open up the borders, this is where we are now. Joe Biden, FAFO. Now, if you want to Google that, feel free. I'm not going to say it on the channel because I'm not supposed to say that. But that, you see this right here? FAFO? Feel free to Google that acronym if you like, but that's what Biden and the Democrats are finding out right now. They have tried it, they have messed around, and now they're dealing with the consequences. They know what happened. This is their mess up. And hopefully they can fix it, man. Listen, we all got to live here together. I want everyone to have amazing lives together. I want everyone to, to be free and have the best chance for opportunities. These are nuclear families who want to do some great things, right? They want to do some great things. So, yeah, I'm all for it. Now, hold on one second. Now, Joe Biden, we all know this. Some information just now came out about Joe Biden, his son anyway. All right. But Joe Biden's information was on this. So we got to understand, too, that he has some culpability in this. He has some culpability. So here's the thing. Some people are calling for his impeachment. Some are calling for his impeachment. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that right there. Again, if you're just now tuning into this live stream, this is not a Trump live stream. This is not a MAGA live stream. This is not a conservative live stream. It's not a liberal live stream. This is a truth live stream. We're trying to figure out what's going on right now. The border is completely effed up because your president, our president, Joe Biden, did not believe that this right here was true, that Mexico would actually pay for the wall. So they did this acronym right here. They FAFO'd. That's what they did. And that's what we're dealing with right now.